Hi, you're gonna be the only one here. Only one here. I appreciate you hopping over here, though. I do appreciate it. I appreciate it. Add as a moderator. Now, I'm gonna give it a few seconds and I'll see if the viewer proportion goes up at all. Demonetized and yeah. Demonetized. That is crazy. I love it whenever there's a crime. It's just like, oh man, a minority did it. Well, anyone, any minority is evil. Where's that college girl? Kash Patel responds to Jacket Gate, bro. By the way, the Jacket Gate story is like Kash Patel is all over the place. He said his girlfriend, a country music star, deserves to fly on government money because she did more for this country than most people. She's a country music sensation. When Charlie Kirk was murdered, Kash Patel was there late because he was having like a fancy dinner. When he got on scene, he refused to leave the plane. He was like in his seat in the plane, like I'm not going out there. I'm not going out until he got a FBI jacket, which they had to take our top FBI agents to find him a jacket that fit him, which ended up being a woman's size. And the woman's jacket did not have the proper like stitching on it, and he had to get that stitch as well, which is why the Charlie Kirk press conference that day was pushed back so long. And now, now Kash Patel is going on a tour to lift the lid on Jacket Gate and private jet usage.
Here to discuss is FBI Director Kash Patel. Mr. Director, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Where does this investigation tonight stand?
Well, first and foremost, our prayers to the family of the fallen soldier and our prayers to the family of hopefully this individual who continues to recover. This is a sprawling international terrorism investigation that the FBI is leading out.
By the way, when the National Guard members were shot, Kash Patel said at the press conference, he came looking a mess. He said, "We are going to find the guy who did this. We're going to find the guy who did this." Okay? And they had to tell him, "Hey, Kash, we found the guy on the scene. We found the guy there." And Kash was lost. Like, this guy, this podcaster, fake reality TV star bullshitter, I can't even imagine what's in his brain.
And we are making sure to work with our interagency partners, and I've already issued dozens of pieces of legal processes, dozens of devices, already hit 2 houses and interviewed many individuals associated with the subject. And that investigation is going to continue on to anyone and everyone this person ever spoke to. We're not going to leave any stone unturned. We're going to collect the evidence. We're going to hand it off to our partners at DOJ and make sure he's prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And anyone else that was responsible for this vicious, heinous attack will be held to the same account.
Now, today, the DHS Secretary, Noam, suggested that the suspect was radicalized here in the United States. What more can you tell us? Because that's what our viewers want to learn a lot about.
Yes, and we'll speak to that publicly in our documents in court. That is a very much ongoing piece of our investigation.
There's rumors. So this person was a member of like a CIA death squad or whatever as like a teenager. Really messed up stuff. He's definitely extremely traumatized, PTSD, all that kind of stuff. There's a rumor that in the past like 9 months he became very withdrawn. He had like 5 kids. He became withdrawn from society in America. Once he came here after being vetted by Biden in 2021 and granted asylum by Trump in 2025. he became very dark and lonely, basically, and didn't talk to very many people. There's rumors that he's being blackmailed in some way, that he's being blackmailed, and he feels that he needs to go and do this atrocity because his family might be in threat. Now, this is like early reporting from like whistleblower, so don't take it, don't believe it, okay, until more evidence comes out to disprove it or prove it. But there's a lot of weird, deep stuff going on here. There's a reason why Republicans are not going hard on this, and instead they're focusing right on Somali immigrants, right? Because this is a slam dunk for them if it's just a random crazy Afghanistan guy, Afghan who came over here. It'd be a slam dunk, but it's much more complicated. So they had to move on to the Somalis, attacking them right away.
And how he was radicalized, and we're working with our partners at DHS and everywhere else to make sure we speak in court with crystal clarity and unity. And we'll be
doing. How did Cash process seeing Trump in the Epstein files, knowing he'd got a cover for him? Imagine his eyes. His eyes would like, I know his eyes are popping right now. His eyes would have popped out of his head so fast they would have put a hole in the wall in front of him.
So soon.
Like, what?
And the vetting process, Mr. Director, we raised red flags about this back in 2021 on the angle, but that OIG report from 2022 says there were serious issues with the ability to vet Afghan refugees after that botched pullout from Afghanistan. And one bill has already been introduced in Congress would mandate that all refugees be re-vetted. Do you think that is a good idea? Your reaction?
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's like saying, if you believe every single refugee or immigrant needs to be vetted again, you believe every single American needs federal agents knocking at their door. Because when it comes to refugees or immigrants, they have a lower crime rate than American citizens. So you would need to say the government should be surveilling everybody in America because you believe in a utopia that everything can be free, that you can just have zero crime at all, nothing bad ever. You think the vetting process can go deep into somebody's brain and know and predict every action of their entire life. Like, you can have the most thorough vetting process of all time, the most thorough, and somebody can come to America and commit a mass atrocity or commit a killing like this, a murder like this. Okay, like, the vetting, it's meant so the federal government can harass these people. It's not logically, it just doesn't follow.
Tonight to that.
You hit it on the head. The problem with this case shows the emblematic failure of the Biden administration to
you know what,
vet anyone who came here from Afghanistan after the disastrous withdrawal. Zero. It's not like people were even partially vetted. They refused to do so.
They were fully vetted. They were taken to multiple stops before getting to America. They were vetted again by Trump when he gave them asylum in 2025.
So it now falls to us in this administration to make sure we vet every single person that came in here legally or illegally
tried to vet the guy. I guess he failed.
And make sure there is no derogatory or criminal information or terrorist ties. And we are going to do that mission.
Somebody recommended a debate to watch. You know what? If you can get like the fan base from there, I could make a reaction stream and set it up. Like, I can schedule something if you think we can get some viewers from that. I would be interested in that.
And Mr. Director, another big issue that is concerning Americans, and it involves the refugee community, but in Minnesota, is the Treasury Department's investigation of that massive fraud there in the Somali community. So how is the FBI working that? And what can you tell us tonight, given the...
Also, the wording of massive fraud, it's not proven. There's nothing yet. Maybe someday, if there's evidence revealed, there's a trial that happens, cool. Then you could say there's massive fraud. This is an allegation. Oh, boy. Just like Obama was going to go to jail, bro.
Plethora of reporting
Obama's
and
going to jail.
Defensive posture of both the mayor and the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz.
What I can tell you is the FBI let out on an investigation, and we publicized it months ago. We've got 78 people that have been arrested pursuant to our investigation along with the interagency, and that investigation is very much ongoing. We are not finished. It was one of the largest fraud scams ever committed in the state of Minnesota history, and we are going to continue to interview and subpoena anyone involved with this case. It is very much ongoing and live. There
are a lot of foreign interests that seem to be causing trouble in the United States, and I know the FBI today announced that Chinese national pled guilty to smuggling dangerous pathogens into Michigan. In a student at the University of Michigan, that individual...
There was also a student there who voted illegally in the last election, which, in my opinion, if I had to guess, they did that to test if it would be found in the system if they voted illegally. They fled the country, by the way. A student voted illegally and fled the country. So
individual has been deported, a Chinese national. My question is, it seems like kind of a slap on the wrist deporting her back to China. A lot of people on social media wondering, why didn't she do jail time, or did you seek jail time here for her, given the danger, potential danger, sir, to our food supply?
What pathogens did they bring in? Was it done maliciously? Was it done on purpose?
If this pathogen got out.
Look, I can only speak to the FBI's mission, and we've already arrested her along with multiple other individuals, including as recently as this past week, on related charges, and we're going to continue to arrest those individuals.
A crop-damaging pathogen was smuggled. A 33-year-old Chinese citizen and researcher. If they're a researcher, it's really an agricultural issue. Fungus. Oh no, okay, this is, I hate these people. Because, there's real issues, for example, with Chinese spying, but there's also a side of China where there's people who are just looking to do research in academia and all that kind of stuff. But the conservative mind can't comprehend any nuance. So, it seems like they are, an established researcher who is going to be using a lab for a project, and they just did not check in the substance properly. That is not a pathogen being snuck. I mean, I guess it technically is. It technically is, but it's not like they snuck in a new strain of COVID-19 to bring to America.
Individuals and how the State Department and others deal with that matter is something that I would defer to them on.
Yeah, and Mr. Director, Democrats, and I know you know this, some never Trump Republicans, are salivating over a new report first obtained by the New York Post. Miranda Devine came on last night, talked about it, that takes aim at the FBI under your leadership and that of your deputy, Dan Bongino. So you had current, some former FBI staffers, all anonymous, put together this 115-page report. And now there was some very positive stuff in there, but the overall read was that the agency had become rudderless and that you're more focused on your social media than doing your job. Now, I assume that these are just bitter deep staters, but what is your general reaction to these concerns raised about the state of the FBI?
The people who wrote this were MAGA, by the way. They were MAGA. They had MAGA sympathies. They're in favor of Trump. They're in favor of they viewed Biden as corrupt and weaponizing the DOJ. And the fact that they're calling them deep staters, oh my God.
FBI, 10 months
deep state is anybody who does not like me. You are the deep state if you don't like my channel.
Anonymous sources always lie, results don't. I'll get to the results in a second. These anonymous sources were individuals from the Comey Ray era that weaponized the Department of Justice and cratered the public trust in the FBI to something that was at levels that has never been seen. 35% public trust in the FBI when we came in 10 months ago. And now we're to believe that these anonymous sources are the ones accusing this FBI, the most successful in history, of being rudderless. Let's just look at the results. If we were so rudderless and we sent our mission out into the country and around the world, how would we have arrested 25,000 violent felons this year alone? That's twice as many as last year alone. How would we have arrested 35% more spies from Russia, China, and Iran than last year alone? How would we have found...
I don't trust these numbers. I'm sorry. I don't trust it. They fired everybody that does the numbers. I don't trust it. They say that assaults on ICE agents are up 1,200%, 12 or 13 times. They're saying all these numbers without any verifiable data. I just can't.
6,000 children and identified them. That's up 22% from last year alone. We have taken down criminal networks and those that wish to do harm to our children. We have arrested in the 764 category, the nihilist violence extremist network, a 590% increase on those who wish to prey on our children. Those are just some examples, and I haven't even gotten to the monumental success on fentanyl, where we shut off precursors from China and have seized enough fentanyl, 22% increase this year alone, enough to kill 127 million Americans. We're crushing violent crime.
They saved 127 million Americans, guys. They saved 127 million Americans. Thank God.
We're defending the homeland. When Dan and I got here, it was a rudderless ship. But we re-executed this mission. We defanged the weaponization that corrupted, rid of Weapon City on 9/11 because I was a White House representative honoring those victims and their names being read.
He needed that FBI jacket.
We've done so before. So the institutionalists and the anonymous reporters from the swamp DC bureaucracy are the ones we are crushing. And that's how I know we're winning. And if Eric Swalwell wants to come online and talk about what jacket size I wear, I'm happy to send him a women's medium so him and Fang Fang can go out again.
And the Democrats are also, Mr. Director, supposedly going to investigate your use of the FBI jet, because they're claiming you've commandeered it for personal joyrides, going.
Yeah, he's used it to go to like multiple UFC and hockey games and like
to a wrestling event, I guess, for your girlfriend. Is that true? And if so, you know, if the Biden team did something like that, if it was true, you know, I'd probably be hitting them tonight on television. But I thought I'd give you a chance to respond to that drive-by.
Yeah.
At least she's
simple.
honest.
The FBI
she would be
director,
criticizing
all FBI
Biden.
directors are required users of the FBI plane. They don't let me fly commercially. But my predecessors wasted millions of dollars because they were too lazy to drive an extra 20 minutes and go to Andrews Air Force Base. They used DC Reagan National as their personal hub, costing the taxpayer $4 million. I shut that policy off and mandated the use of government airfields. I've also used the airplane less than my prior two predecessors. And yes, I'm entitled to a personal life just like my other agency head counterparts with their partners. So do I support my girlfriend? Absolutely. And do I take trips with her? Absolutely. But when they're talking about raid jackets and Velcro and FBI plane use,
my girlfriend,
they are not talking about the facts.
Also, I love the idea. It's kind of a petty thing that doesn't matter. It's kind of like traditional, whatever. But being a high-ranking government official, like leading the FBI, and you have a girlfriend, like you talk about her as your girlfriend. You're like a 50-something-year-old. She's like 28 or whatever. She's like 25 years younger. You're saying my girlfriend, 30 years younger. What is it again? Like, oh, my girlfriend. And she's like a young country music star who you are constantly sacrificing the FBI's integrity to prop her up, saying she's an American hero. Like, it can't be that good, bro. It's just laughable. Everything about them is so chaotic.
Because they know this FBI is succeeding in ways prior leadership failed. And those cronies will always stick together and, of course, band together with their enemies to come in and attack us. And our mission here is to protect the American people. Let me tell you one more stat that the American people are going to love. This FBI is on course to deliver the lowest murder rate in modern history by double digits.
Okay, the murder rate's been going down a lot the past 25 years, especially the past like 3 years. It's been crashing down, but okay. Even if that were true, I don't know what to trust anymore though. Who knows what you can trust? Who knows what you can trust from this administration? But yeah, thank you for watching. Please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll try to stream more as we move up here. I need to figure it out how I'm gonna do this content. But yeah, here's another segment I can post. Woohoo. All right, have a good night. If you're here watching, hanging out, thank you for trying to help me out here. I'll do more investigating on my channel, see if there's any settings I need to change. Maybe I'll ask a ChatGPT how to reignite my channel. Maybe I need to use AI to do it. That might be the move. But yeah, thank you if you're still here. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you.